and began to wind down. By 2:46 a.m., the lights were low, and each girl's breathing was slow and deep. The iPhone I'd sent hundreds of texts on before I died suddenly chimed, and Emma's eyes sprang open as though she were expecting the message. I watched as she checked the screen, frowned, and tiptoed out of the house and across the yard. Ethan Landry, the only person who knew Emma's true identity, apart from my killer, of course, stood waiting for her by the curb. And there, in the moonlit driveway, I watched as they talked, hugged, and shared their very first kiss. Even though I no longer had a body, a heart, I still ached all the same. I would never kiss anyone again. But then footsteps crunched nearby. Emma and Ethan flew apart worriedly. I was yanked behind Emma as she rushed back inside. I glanced over my shoulder just before she slammed the door, and I saw Ethan running into the night. Then, a shadow passed across the front porch. I could hear Emma's shallow, nervous breathing. I could tell she was scared. With another jolt, I was tugged along as she ran toward the stairs to make sure my bedroom window was locked. When she and I reached the landing, we both caught a glimpse of the inside of my old bedroom. The window was indeed open, and standing in front of it was a familiar-looking boy. The blood drained from my sister's face as she took in his features. I let out a scream, but it faded noiselessly into the ether. It was Thayer Vega. He leveled a smirk at Emma that said he knew all of her secrets, including exactly who she wasn't. And I could tell in an instant that whatever it was he had meant to me in life was wrapped up in mystery and danger. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't remember what that danger was. Chapter 1. She's seen him. Thayer, Emma Paxton said, staring at the teenage boy in front of her. His mussed hair looked black in the darkness of Sutton's bedroom. His cheekbones were prominent above his full lips. His deep-set hazel eyes narrowed sinisterly. "Hey, Sutton," Thayer said, drawing the name out. A nervous chill ran down Emma's spine. She recognized Thayer Vega from his missing person posters. He'd vanished from Tucson, Arizona in June. But that was long before Emma had made the trek to Tucson to reunite with her long-lost twin sister, Sutton. Long before she'd received an anonymous note saying that Sutton was dead and that Emma had to take her place, and to tell no one, or else. Emma had scrambled to figure everything out about Sutton on the spot. Who her friends were, who her enemies were, what she liked to wear, what she liked to do, who she was dating. She'd come to Tucson simply to find a family member. A foster child, she was desperate for family, any family. But now she was mired in solving her sister's murder. It had been a relief to rule out Sutton's closest friends and sister, but Sutton had made a lot of enemies, and any number of people could have been her killer. And Thayer was one of them. Like so many other people in Sutton's life, what Emma knew about him she'd cobbled together from Facebook posts, gossip, and the Help Us Find Thayer website his family had created after he'd skipped town. There was something dangerous about him. Everyone said he'd been mixed up in some kind of trouble and had a horrible temper. And according to the rumors, Sutton had something to do with his disappearance. Or maybe, I wondered, staring at the wild-eyed boy in my room, Thayer had something to do with mine. A memory popped into my head. I saw myself standing in Thayer's bedroom, the two of us locked in a bitter stare-off. "Do what you want," I spat, wheeling toward the door. Thayer looked hurt. Then his eyes flashed with anger. "Fine," he snapped. "I will." I had no idea what the fight was about, but it was obvious I'd really pissed him off. "What's the matter?" Thayer assessed Emma now, crossing his arms.